Good morning, my dear kids. I'm Sridhar, your physics teacher. So, as usual, like we go for the continuity of the class. I think if you can remember, we had the discussion of the calculus, and that there we have discussed about the this one differentiation. What do you mean by differentiation? Slope, then the different methods. Then we went for product rule, quotient rule. So, and we had the exclusive discussion about the differentiation of the various functions and what the meaning of that graphically, physical aspect of that. So one more very important application of the derivatives is what the maxima and minima. These are the, again, you can see the widely we are going to use in our day-to-day life. Sorry, every time you say day-to-day life, till like we think it's a mass, but you are going to bring some questions and say like this what you can see really the maximum minimus. I'll bring such questions where you feel like yes sir, we know this very much, but we never observed. This is what happens in all our total physics. We are not going to learn anything new. What all we learn is about the objects around us. Finish all. I'm pretty clear. I'm saying that how good you are, how good observation you make about your surroundings, that much of good what happened your physics will be. Okay, let me not kill your time. Straight away, let's go for, first we'll go for the mathematical aspect of it, maximum minimum. Then we'll go for our real life application, where all we were using this. At least after this class, I think you'll feel that maximum minima is what, like something very general topic which I'll be using or I'll be noticing it very often in a day. That much if you conclude, I'll be very happy that, okay, my role will get over. Let me start the class, kids. So good morning once again. We are going to discuss in the mathematical tools, the topic maxima and minima, theory and numericals. Hope everyone is enjoying the way the kid is enjoying in the laptop or mobile, is watching is particular content and is trying to learn, is having also books along with him. Hope you'll also do the same method, like books, laptop, gadgets. So everything what happen, you'll be taking help of this and you upgrade yourself. Okay, let's begin with the I pre-written so that we can discuss many numericals. Okay, now we have a function. The maximum minimum, I'll come to the bit. First, we'll learn some how to differentiating. Already we know. Let's a bit further higher level. I'm going. Okay, this is a function where y equal to 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4. Let's try to plot a curve of it. The curve will be of this nature. Are you looking at this? The curve will be like this. This is what for plot y equal to 3x squared minus 2x squared plus 4. I'm showing clearly. So this curve is specifically related to this particular thing. The equation is related to this particular curve. Okay, now we'll differentiate this. We know we are very good in the derivatives little bit to some extent. Okay, dy is equal to 3. So this 3 will come here, x to the power of 3 minus 1 dx, 2 x to the power of 2 minus 1 plus derivative of 4. Now, what is the derivative of 4? Will be 0 because 4 is a constant. Then this 3 into 3, 9, 3 minus 1, 9x squared dx minus 4x dx plus 0. Okay, this will be 9x squared minus 4x dy by dx. This every time writing dy by dx will be different, y dash will be right. So this will become first order derivative. The symbol, this called like a y dash first order derivative. Can I differentiate again? Yes, we can differentiate again. Then this will be y dash is equal to nothing but dy by dx. So what is y dash? Slope of tangent down in y-axis graph. Already we have a definition. Means I'll calculate the slope of this curve. Somewhere it is 0, no here. Again 0 here. And what's happening? Slope, positive slope. It's for maximum, decreases, become 0. You draw a tangent slope. slope of the tangent will be 0, then again it becomes negative, increases, again it decreases, becomes 0, again positive slope starts increasing. So the slope is varying here. That variation we are trying to learn, that variation we are trying to learn. So now dy by dx equal to how much? This is it. So let me differentiate again. So dy dash is equal to, this will be 9 into 2 x power of 2 minus 1 dx minus 4 into 1 into x power of 1 minus 1 dx. So dy dash by dx is how much? 18x minus 4. So this, if you find difficult, you can write it as second order derivative, So d square y by dx square will write it. So what is the basic idea? If you have, if you differentiate again, this is written as d square y by dx square. Later in the mathematics, you are going to explore all these things. Derivative of this is d by dx. It should be written. So this, what happened, we just show it in a very simple way. Y double dash. Okay, this is what I did here. dy dash by dx. Or you can also write it as, these are the various symbols. Or this is equal to y double dash. Which all you prefer, you can go for it. I'll do prefer this. Very simple to scribble. Dy dash by dx. I'll differentiate again. Okay, the dy double dash. So I go this one. So there's nothing but d square y by dx square 18x minus, or y double dash. Can I differentiate again? Yes, again I'll differentiate. The derivative of dy double dash is equal to, this will be 18 x to the power of 1 minus 1, derivative of 4. Again, derivative of 4 will be 0. Finally, what do we get? Dy double dash equal to 18. Or this, we will write it as y triple dash. This will become third order derivative. So therefore, what we can see now, this will become first order derivative. Second order derivative. Third order derivative. Sir, nth order derivative, what you can write? Nth order derivative, dn y by dxn. This will become nth order derivative. We can differentiate n times. Okay, now I think there won't be any problem for you to differentiate a function. We can differentiate for n times. So double differentiation, let's not bother. First, we should have a confidence. Can we differentiate that for n times here? No. Okay, let's go for this one. This is the dy by dx. Y dash is there. So what is the curve? 9x square minus 4x. The curve will be of this kind. This is dy by dx, I'm plotting it. Then what about y dash? Y dash is just 18, no? So the dy, this is what we have plotted. This is dy by dx. This is y dy by dx. Y double dash is 18x minus 4. It's like an equation of straight line, slope 18, intercept 4. We have here. We can plot, we can keep on plot, provided you should have a patience. There's the equation of straight line. There's a curve. There's a curve. Okay, fine. This is, so what is actually meaning? What is this red curve? The variation of slope of this at various points on this black curve is what? That variation of slope is what I put here as a function of x here. Again, if I calculate slope, it will vary of this kind. I think it's quite clear. Slope is negative, becomes 0 here. Again, it increases. Again, it increases. Everywhere, the idea of slope is very important. Huh? You have to stick on to that. Okay, we can differentiate n times. Okay, now we'll go to the Okay, let's take some function y equal to minus x squared plus 3x plus 2. Let me plot that. How to plot it? We don't know anything maximum, minimum. First we'll go for it. Put x equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and minus 1, minus 2 of that order. Then, so and I think if you are very good in quadratic equation, you can also check the points where it will intercept the x-axis. For that, put y equals 0, solve this equation. You'll get the curve where it will intersect the x-axis. That was the idea of quadratic equation. If you want to work out here, I'm more interested in explaining some other idea. I know you see that x equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For corresponding values of y is what I'm getting. Then I'll locate all. Put x equals 0, y will be 2. X equal to 1, y will be 4. X equal to, again it is 4. Means somewhere the 4 is here only. 4 is not something somewhere. The 4 will come somewhere here. Then x equal to 1, 2. X equal to 3, again it starts declining. X equal to 3, it will be 2. X equal to 3, it will be 2. Then x equal to 4, minus 2, it will become negative. Or x equal to minus 1, it will be negative. Minus 1, minus 2. Okay, somehow we got a curve. I'm more interested in this. Sir, how you why you are putting this maxima where it is? Can you predict? So where that maxima I think will lie between this one. Is it 4 maxima in this column? 4 is the maximum value. Is this maximum? No. We do have certain value. You do one thing. Then what we should do? 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. We have to check here. Put x equal to 1.1, 1.2, 1. We have to break up this from 1 to 2. We have to break up. How much of smaller intervals you break up, then it's easy to search. But what to break up? So shall we break up like this? Shall we break up here? I think I have. I'll move this. I'll bring it late on so that you'll not get confused. No, look at this one. So let's start breaking up. Sir, what do you mean by breaking up? Between 1 and 2, can I start like this? This is 1. For 1, what is the value? 4. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, 2. Okay, again we got first. So now in between where it is maximum, again big headache, no? Then you may end up like a 5 and 7 maybe. 5 and 7 same value. Then 1.57, 1.5. So again, what you're going to do from 1.5, 1.50, 1.51, 1.52. I think there is no end like this. 1.59, 1.6. Or say 1.5 and 1.7. Oh, I think it's a big headache. So this will become 69 and 1.70. Then you may say that maybe sir, like again, like it is the value 1.58 and it is lying between 1.62. So again, you are going to break up 1.58, 1.581. I think it's a big, we are landing in very big trouble now. So what was my question? Where exactly, what is the maximum value of y? Is it 4? The answer is no. There is a certain values which is more than 4, the curve. And at what value of x, y will be maximum? What is my primary question? What is the maximum value of y? And at what value of x, y will be maximum? I think these are the questions. Let's ask ourselves. What is maximum value of y? And at what value of x is y maximum? There's a $1 million question it is. Maximum value of y. How to find out? I think there's no way. We have to struggle a lot. So is there any mathematics which will help us, because I can't do this like an analysis here of this kind. First, what happened? We will start searching between 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2 we started searching. Then maybe what will happen? We may feel that something it lies between 1.5 and 1.7 maximum. Then again from 1.5, so again 1.58 to 1.62. Again you have to break up. So here 1.62, no, so this will be 1.61. 620,619. See the headache what we are going to face. Again, if it may be between certain values like this. No, it's very, very difficult. This is something not advisable. Like this, fighting with the making a guess of values certain. So there should be some scientific method to predict the maxima. That is what we are trying to do. Okay, let's first analyze this particular curve. What is the slope of the curve at point A? This theta, you're going to draw a tangent. That particular curve the tangent will make an angle theta, and how you measure theta? Counterclockwise. So slope here is positive. So then the slope of the curve keeps on decreases. Positive value, it decreases, and it becomes 0 here, where at maxima. Then again the slope starts decreasing. So you can say better magnitude increases, negative value. So what's happening to the function altogether first? The value of function increases, becomes maximum, decreases the value function, the value of y. Slope, it is decreasing, becomes 0, then it starts increasing. So there is some sort of like to search maxima. I think these are the ideas enough. These are ideas enough. So therefore now what I do is like, and similarly, let's go for minima. Let's learn minima, that one. Similarly, this, can we call this as minima? I want you to only see this part. See this one here. Look at this function, the value of y. So some equation I can write it. So it is the value itself decreasing, takes the lowest value, then it starts increasing. Then let me choose 2 points. What is the slope? Slope negative. Slope positive. The positive slope starts decreasing here. So you can say positive slope. Here it is more, no? The positive slope, negative slope, sorry, very, very sorry. The negative slope, the magnitude of negative slope start decreasing, become 0. Then it starts increasing. So therefore, definitely to search the minimum, this is the minimum value of y. So the minimum value of y is somewhere here. We have this what is our primary question? How to find out this minimum value? How to calculate this minimum value? That's what we are trying to search here. How to find out this minimum value is what we are trying. At one specific value of x, the minimum is occurring. So again, shall we use same method? Trial and error, no. So what is the basic observation? The slope of the curve at minimum also it's 0. Then there's a difference is there. What is that? The slope starts increasing, become 0, then further increases, or better say the negative value decreases, become 0, then it will change sign from negative will become positive, and at minima it will become 0. So these are the things which I am going to take help of. So I'll directly put a condition for maxima. I want you to make observation of both. For maxima, what we can write. I'll take this so that we can. Let's make first maxima. For maxima, what is the condition we can put it? For maxima, hope everyone is able to see. Fine. Now, for maximum, what is the condition? the slope should be 0. In y-axis graph, slope should be 0. You draw a tangent, the tangent will be parallel to x-axis. So the slope is 0. Then what about the second order derivative? Will be less than 0. Then it is said to be, the function is said to be, any reason for that, you can say the slope itself is the positive value, the positive slope decreases, becomes 0, then it becomes negative. So therefore the derivative, the second order derivative will become negative. How to find out second order derivative? Just now I demonstrated. Similarly for minima, what is the requirement? For minima, what we can write it as? For minima, what is the necessity condition? The slope again will be 0 because there's a tangent. Then the second order derivative should be greater than 0, or y double dash should be greater than 0. That particular point is called as a critical point. So slope at a, already I think we have discussed this. Okay, what is the basic necessary condition for maxima, minima? These are the conditions what we use. Let me summarize it. For maxima, first order derivative will be 0 at a point, and the second order derivative should be less than 0. For minima, the first order derivative will be 0, and the second order derivative should be greater than 0. Minima greater than 0, maxima, second order derivative less than 0. Please do remember. This is the idea what we have propagated. Okay, let's propose. We'll take a problem. Okay, this was our question. I want to find out the maximum value of y, and where do it will occur. This one I don't know this one all. So I started with this equation, y equal to minus x square. See this. Minus x square plus 3x plus 2. Okay, this is the equation what we have. Then let me take the first order derivative of it. Dy is equal to minus of 2 plus x to power of 2 minus 1 dx, 3 into x to power of 1 minus 1 dx, derivative of 2. Okay, the derivative, as it is a constant, its derivative will be 0. Then we'll simplify this. This derivative of this will be minus 2x plus 3. See, this is the first order derivative. Let me differentiate again. This is called like a y dash, no? Dy by dx is called as y dash. Look at the symbols. Let me differentiate again this function. Dy dash equal to minus 2 into power is 1, x to power of 1 minus 1, power rule of derivatives into dx, plus derivative of 3. Derivative of 3 again constant, so we'll get 0. So dy dash by dx. So this what it is called as y double dash, which is minus 2. So what is the value of this? Or d square by dx square. So this is less than 0. If they're less than 0, what do we expect? Magma should exist for this. Okay, there a magma exists. How to find out that value? Equate this for 0. At magma, what is the condition? Dy, the slope will be 0. So dy by dx equals 0, or y dash must be equal to 0. Anything? So let me equate to 0, then I'll get x equal to 3 by 2. So where at x equal to 1.5, it'll be maximum. How to calculate that maximum value? This value of x you have to substitute here. So when you solve it, what do you get? Y is equal to minus of 3 by 2 whole square, 3 into 3 by 2 plus 2. So this will be minus 9 by 4, 9 by 2 plus 2. Solve it, we'll get maximum value 17 by 4. Now I reached boundary. Yeah? Okay, this is 17 by 4. That's what I wrote, maximum value of y, 17 by 4. The maximum what we get it here. Okay, I agree this. So these are the ways in which we can find out. So I think this is the best, easiest method. No? Somehow you should learn that how to find out the second order derivative and the first order derivative equal to 0 and solve it. Well, exactly, I'm getting that one. If you don't use this method, what you should do again, put x equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, you have to start searching where for what value of x, y will be maximum. Very difficult, it'll take a lot of time. Let's move to the next question. I brought one equation like y equal to x square minus 2x plus 3. Let's first take the first order derivative of it. dy equal to 2x to power of, applying power rule, 2 minus 1 dx minus of 2. Here power of x is 1 x to power of 1 minus 1 dx. Derivative of 3, let it be. It will be 0 in the next step. Derivative of constant is 0. Then dy by this dx, I'll send it to LH in the denominator. Dy by dx equal 2x minus 2. There's a y dash. Divide the x, we'll write also y dash. Let me differentiate again. Then this will become dy dash by dx will be 2, or y double dash will be 2. D square by dx square is equal to. Is it greater than 0? Yes, it is. So therefore, minima exists for this function. Just mere looking at first order derivative, we cannot differentiate between, we cannot find the difference between the maximum and minima. The second order derivative will help us to identify whether maxima or minima exists for a function. So minima exists for a function. What I should do? This first order derivative I should equate to 0 or y prime or y dash, anything, any of the symbols. Y dash must be equal to 0. So what is the value at which x will be, y will be minimum? X equal to 1. Substitute that value here. 1 square minus 2 plus this all will get the minimum. So minimum value of y is how much? 2. So the curve will be like this. There's a rough idea, no? So now it will be very easy, no, for us to plot where it will be minimum at x equal to 1. And what is the minimum value of y? It is equal to 2. This is what? Then we have brought one more curve. What is this? This is the slope. Slope of what? Slope of this curve. How the slope of this curve will vary? In this way. Y dash is what? Dy by dx. And dy by dx is what? Go back. Dy by dx, what you can call? Slope of tangent drawn in yx graph. That's all. No, if you draw a tangent at one point, it is 0. That 0 is here only. What we are showing it. Please do try to learn the graphs. Plotting graphs is very essential because it will give a lot of information. Then this mathematics, no, the graph will give a lot of information. Let me take the next question. Okay, I have one more. 5x cubed minus 2x square minus 3x. Let me define. I'm searching, is there any maximas, minimas exist for this given function? Let's see this. No, I'll proceed in this way. Let me differentiate this. The first order derivative of this will be equal to 15x square, 3 into 5, 15, 15x square minus 4x minus 3. Agreed? Then I'll differentiate again this function. For differentiate this one will be 30x minus 4 because the derivative of 3 will be 3 is a constant, will become 0. So 30x minus 4 is what? I'll get dy or double derivative. Now what to do here? Is it less than 0 or greater than 0? How to check? Is it a maximum or minimum exists? Because we don't have any specific, x can be anything, no? So what I do is like, I just substitute the dy by dx equal to 0. Here, this one quadratic equation, dy by dx equal to 0. That's what I'm indicating here, like this. dy by dx equal, because we know at maximum minima, what should be the slope of tangent drawn at maximum minima or at critical point should be 0. So the first order derivative for both maximum and minimum must be 0. So dy by dx equals 0. So let this quadratic, we'll get this 15x square minus 4x minus 3 equals 0. We'll solve this quadratic equation. I'll get two values. X1 equal to 3 by 5, x2 equal to minus 1 by 3. What does it mean? We got two values. Again, what to interpret? Let me substitute these values, x1 and x2 here. Then I'll check the derivative, the second order derivative. What conditions will arise? So what we do is the next part of the problem is put 3 in 2. I'll solve it. I'll get double derivative as greater than 0. Y double dash greater than 0. Or d square over dx square is greater than 0. So what does it mean? Minima exists. That's all, finished. The minima exists here. At x equal to 3 by x1 equal to 3 by 5, minima exists. Then what about, sir, what about this? This value, I'm going to put it here. Then solving for y double dash will end up with less than 0. What does it mean? Maxima exists at this particular point, where at x2 equal to minus 1 by 3. Then what about the curve? Look at the curve, what we are having. At x equal to x1 equal to 3 by 5. At x1 equal to 3 by 5. I think some correction is there with the curve. It should be like this. There is some. So here is what the minima. So this is the maxima already indicated. This is the minima. So what is the value of this? Minima will be 3 by 5. I think the curve is like this. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. No. This is minus 1 by 3. I can't show complete this one. Just I'm putting. So what is the maximum value of this? Maximum value 1.414. 1.41. Minimum value of this minus 1.44. This will become like a local minima. This is a local maxima. So what is P1? I think I have to show complete this. Please make observation. I think, yeah, till here. See this one. So therefore, this point P1 will become local maxima. This will call local minima. Why that local maximum minima? Why I'm putting that? Say that it is maxima only for these values. So only from here, the maxima it is maxima from here for this part of the graph. This point P1 is max local, no, not for total curve, because there is some point on a curve which is having value greater than y max. So therefore, it is maxima for only this particular region. The point P1 is a maxima for only what region? This region from here. Similarly, it is called as local minima. Why local minima? Because there are some points on a curve There are some points on a curve. You look at this value, it is less than 1.44. So therefore, it is minima for what? Minima again for these values, for this part of the curve, not for whole curve, no. So therefore, this will become local minima. This minima is for only this part of the curve from here to up to till here. Because there is some this value will be less than this y minimum. So therefore, this cannot be minimum. So therefore, I'll call local minima. Getting this idea, local minima, local magma, will put it. So there's a method of some, if you get cubic equations, I think little bit you have to be careful. Then if you end up like this, so first order derivative, make it equal to 0, then solve it, you'll get the values of x, then check it. Is it a maximum or minimum? Then you have to look at the first order derivative. After substituting the value of x here, check the y double dash value greater than 0, minimum, y double dash less than 0, maximum. No, I was just discussing that local maxima, minima. The idea of that is what I'll try to share it here. What is a local maxima, global maxima? So some words are there. Here, as far as physics concerned, just basic idea, not this one, because you are going to go again in depth in the mathematics. Let's focus on this one. Okay, now you see this. There's a curve. There's a curve. Is it P1 maxima? P1 is maxima for this region only. Fine. Fine. Yeah, from year to year, it's a maxima. What about P2? P2 we can call it, say, global maxima, because there's no point on a curve which will have value greater than P2. So this will become global maxima. This can also be local for this region. Able to understand? But P2 is what? Is it a maxima for total curve? Yes. It is maxima only for this region? Yes. What about P1? P1 is not maximum for the total curve, only for this region. I'm putting it. Till where? Till minus, till the lowest point on a curve here. From it will start from here. So this will become a local for this point P1. So therefore, this will become local maxima, whereas this will be local maxima as well as global maxima. Better we'll call global maxima. Look at this. Again, the response of a curve. P4. This P4, there's a minimum, no? But it'll be minima for this part of the curve. From here to till maximum highest value of this. This will be the lowest value for this region of curve. So this will become local max, not for total curve. For total curve, this is the lowest value. So this will become global minima. Or for this region, this will become again local. So P3 in general will call this a global minima. P4 is a local minima. This will become local for this region. Better say like this is a global minima, this is a local minima. Local for this region. I think some idea you got it. Let's take one more example. Minus 3x square. I'll solve this, the derivative of this. The first order derivative is minus 6 minus 12. I'll differentiate again. I get minus 6. So what is y double dash? It is less than 0. So therefore, maxima should exist here. Where that maxima should exist, first order derivative should be equated to 0. I'll equate minus 6x minus 12 equals 0. X equal to minus 2. So somewhere here it will be maximum. How to calculate maximum value? This value of x you have to substitute here in this equation. Then put x equal to minus 2, minus 3 into minus 2 whole square, minus 2x is minus 2 whole square plus 5. What is the maximum value of y? 17. I think this is a better thing. No, put x equal to 0, you'll get 5. This value is 5. So like this, some rough idea. Oh, the curve will be like this. Here for x equal to minus 2, it is maximum. Will you prefer this method or this differentiation, sir, I didn't like it, or will you go for the tabular column what I shown, like x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, x equal to -1, -2, -3. Again, it'll be very lengthy. It may take 1 day for you. Some of the problems, it may take 1 day to find out maximum. This is better, no? Better to learn that derivatives. So it'll be very easy to identify the maximum minima. I brought one more. Just I'm sharing different numericals so that you'll get a confidence. Already you know concept, everything. Let's get into the problem. Y equal to -x cube plus 3x plus 2. I think you are able to see very cleanly everything. This one. Let me differentiate first. -3x squared plus 3x. Derivative of 2 is 0. Then I'll differentiate again. -6x plus 0. So no, can what to do now? We can't conclude. It depends upon the value of x. So for that, what has to be done? This equation has to be equated to 0. Let y dash equal to 0 or dy by dx equal to 0. Solving this, I'll get the values of x plus or -1. For x equal to 1, let me check it. Where I should put this x equal to 1? Here in this equation. For x equal to 1, y double dash should be -6, which is less than 0. So therefore, a maxima exists for this. Then, at x equal to -1, at x equal to -1, y double dash equal to +6. So y double dash greater than 0. So minima exists at x equal to -1. So if I go for plotting of curve, it is somewhere rough off like this. Put x equals 0, I'll get the 2. The value is 2. Then at x equal to 1 plus 1, it is having maxima. At x equal to -1, it is having minima. So that the curve will be roughly of this shape. Put y equal to 0, then you get the coordinates. It's a polynomial which we have to solve. The cube of that will predict where it will intersect the x-axis. Okay, fine. So now this P1, P2, what shall I call? This will be minima for what? This will be minima for till here. It will become local, no? Only for this part of the curve, it is what? Minima. Then what about this P2? P2 is maxima for what? Only for this part of the curve. I think I'll just show it. It will be maxima for only this part of the curve. Like this form, you can carry on further down. So only for this part of, what about here? For this part of curve, this cannot be maxima, no? So therefore, for this region only, for this part of curve only, this is maxima. So I'll call this as local maxima. You work out few more. I have brought it. Okay. Anyway, it's available in the class notes will be available. There you can check it. Let me go for the application part. These are very, very important, which I am really very interested to teach. All of you seen Colding scan. Why the shape is of so specific? And what it is made up of? Metal, no? So what we do is like I'll take a metal sheet. I'll roll it. After rolling, I'll get a cylindrical shell. Then I'll close, I'll make a bottom, and on the top, I'll close it. Some hole will be there where you can open the lid and you can start sipping the drink. You can start sipping the drink. So what is this? It's made up of metal. So is this metal that cheap? No, not that cheap, no. So therefore, definitely, shall we go for cost cutting? Means, can I save some amount where for a given surface area, I can store more amount of the liquid? I think there's a very fine idea, no? So we are not getting, okay, read question here now. A cylinder has a fixed surface area establish fixed surface area. I can't change further. Surface area fixed means surface means I'm going to make this cylinder by a sheet. I'll roll it, and the additional part which I needed to make a curved surface. Yeah, this flat surface. Now, so what is the conditions for me? The conditions are, let's assume that we are using this one. And now what is the condition? The conditions are, with using this sheet, I should make a cylinder. I should close the bottom as well as top. No? Now what is the total surface area that fixed? I can't further increase the surface area, because if I increase, the cost will increase. For the given surface area with that sheet, I should make a cylinder, and I should able to fill up this with a maximum amount, or the volume should be maximum, so that I can fill up the maximum amount of a liquid. So what are the H and R ratio? What condition they should satisfy? But what is surface area? Pi r square, pi r square. What is the lateral surface area? 2 pi RH. I think everyone knows lateral surface area, or the curved surface, what we can call 2 pi RH. So what is the volume of cylinder? Pi r square into H. Pi r square. Let me replace this H using this formula. S minus 2 pi r square by 2 pi r. So here one r get cancels. So pi get cancelled. So r by 2, S minus 2 pi r square. I'm going to differentiate this. Okay, let's keep it time being. So we go to rs by 2 minus here 1 2 get cancelled. So r pi r cube. Then let me differentiate this volume as a function of with respect to r. Differentiating this with respect to r. I'll write for your convenient. Differentiating with respect to r. So dv is equal to s by 2 dr minus pi 3r square dr. dv by dr is equal to s by 2 minus 3 pi r square. So dv by dr should be equal to 0. The first order derivative should be 0. Equating, I'll get s equal to 6 pi r square. What shall I do? This value of s I'm going to substitute here. Put 2 in 1. Solve it. You'll get h equal to r. If h equal to r, you are able to store the maximum volume. Sir, are you sure? You do one thing, h equal to r. Okay, we'll do one thing. Maybe we are, if you are unable to accept this, what you should do? Go for trial and error. What trial and error? Trial and error of what? I think that there's everything. I'll push it here. So it's visible, no? Not visible now. Let it be here only. No. So we'll do one thing. So like I will not accept this. Like are you sure? Let me make h equal to r. We'll see what is the volume. Surface area is a fixed here. If h equal to r, calculate the volume. If h equal to r, calculate volume. So we'll do one thing. There's a value of h. There's a volume. If h equal to r, volume will become pi r cube. If h equal to 3r by 2, pi 9 pi r cube by 4. If h equal to 2r, 2 pi r cube. H equal to I think 2.5, no? So this will become 5r by 2. So this will become 25 pi r cube by 4. And then h equal to 3r. You can debate me, sir, like, but surface area must be constant. No? So some students, they do ask like this, sir, like, are you sure this with answer? But look at the surface area. Surface area must be constant. This, I think you have to keep it here. So this analysis will not work out. Just I wanted to show you. Let's come for the next thing. I think now next time when you take any can, will you just only view? I think definitely you should make observation. Why they have designed like this for the sake of maximum volume or any other condition. So it's your duty now to make very good observation of the particular can. Cool drink cans, I think so many brands are there. No, just do look at the can. Its height will be greater than radius. Why do they make like this only? This is convenient to fill up the can with them, to have the can with maximum volume. I'll move to the next part. This will be, I think most of you read the question. Let me start with this. A wire of length 12 cm is made up of gold, is used to make a circular ring and square frame. So usually a goldsmith, what you'll do, this will be like a wire. What is the length of this? 12 centimeter. Agreed. Then I'll be using this wire to make the designs now. In the jewelry, so many different shapes will come. And in the small area, what happened, will fill up so many designs now. So definitely the design should take smallest area. So that's what the condition put. A wire of length 12 made up of gold is used to make a circular ring and square frame. Way to cut the wire such that the sum of area of both must be minimum. The sum of area of these two should be minimum. So I'll cut somewhere. I don't know. This part, this segment I'll use to make the square frame. This segment I'll use to make the ring. Then, so therefore, this wire, if I make it a frame, what is the side length of each will be h/4. Then if I make this into a ring, then what is this length should be equal to 2 pi r. Okay, I have this one. So what is the basic necessary condition? The area of this plus this must be minimum. Okay, here I'm putting it. Area of this square frame, area of the ring. This must be maximum is telling. So what is the area of this? Area enclosed by this h/4 whole square. Area of a square, side length into side length. Area of circle, pi r square. Keep it here. So simplifying this will end up certain value here. Now after this, look at R. So what is the basic necessary condition? This S plus C should be equal to 12. The value of S plus C should be equal to 12. No? S plus C should be equal to, so this will become S square by 16 pi. What is R? R is what? I can write it as C by 2 pi. Whole square substitute. So we'll end up with equation A equal to H square by 16 plus pi C square by 4 pi square. Keep it here now. This, let me replace S using this equation. S as 12 minus C. Now we'll get expression for area. This will differentiate. Definition of constant should be 0, no doubt. Definition of C square will be, so here let me write one more expression for area. 12 square by 16, C square by 16 minus 24 by 24 C by 16 it will be. So therefore it will become 3 by 2, 8 3 ja, 8 2 ja, 3 C by 2, C square by 4 pi. Derivative of this constant will be 0. So 2C dC by 16, this one. Then dA by dC equal to 0. Solving this, we'll end up this one. What to do here? I will go for the first order derivative. The first order derivative should be equal to 0. The first order derivative must be equal to 0. That's a basic condition. No? So equating that to 0, C by 2 I took common. So this will become 1 by pi plus 1 by 4 equal to 3 by 2. Then C Okay, this 2 will get eliminated. So 4 plus pi by 4 pi equal to 3, or C is equal to how much? 12 pi by 4 plus pi. So all this will end up 5.28 centimeter. At this particular point is what? Sorry, this is the length of the segment, which is used to make the ring. See, look at make observation. No? If you cut here 5.28 centimeter, is asking 5.9. 12 minus 5.8, you check it. So at this particular point, if you cut it, you're going to get the, yeah, so 12 minus 5.28, 6.72. So where you have to cut it? Exactly 6.72 from the left end of the wire. If you cut it here, then if you make that square and ring, then you're going to get the maximum area. So I think, don't you feel like you are only learning maximum minimum? The Goldsmith also knows this. Let's take this one. I think this will be, read the question now. Find the dimensions of the rectangular field of maximum area, which can be fenced by 36-meter fence. So this is a field. The green color wire is called as the fence wire. I'm going to fence it. So what we have, the length of the wire is 36 centimeter, 36 meter have. And what maximum area I can fence it. Why we should do fence? Okay, maybe I'll grow vegetable here. Maybe this is my, is a very big area of, at least I want to fence this part. So what is the maximum area? I can fence it with this much of length of the fencing wire. Let's start here. Length and breadth, let length be x, breadth be y. 2x plus 2y is equal to 36. So x plus y equal to 18. The total length, the perimeter of this fencing wire should be equal to 36 meter, no? Perimeter of the field should be equal to length of the fencing wire. I'll write comment here. Perimeter of field should be equal to fencing wire. Now 2x plus 2y or x plus y equal to 18. So what is the area of this field? X into y. So y equal to 18 minus x, substitute. Then area equal to 18x minus x. Let me differentiate this dA with respect to x. Differentiating with respect to x. Then dA is equal to 18 dx minus 2x dx. dA by dx will be 18 minus 2x. So dA by dx equals 0. X equal to 9 will get it. So what does it mean? X equal to 9, y equal to 9. Maximum area is asking, he didn't ask. So how to do the maximum area? 81. This will be maximum, no? So what is the maximum area? So what is the value of area? X into y. So this is 9 into 9, 81. This is a maximum you'll get. No, sir, I didn't like it. I'll do one thing, sir. I'll make the length 4 and the breadth as 14. The areas will be different. The areas will be totally different. I'll do one thing. I have to explain further. I'll post this content. Let's discuss this problem little bit. Some of you are still having doubt. There's a maximum area is what I calculated. I'll keep it here. The maximum area you are going to get if you start comparing. Let me explain through the diagram at least. I think this will be maximum area. I'll get it. X equal to 9, y equal to 9. X equal to 4. X equal to 4, y equal to 9. So it will be like this. Y equal to 14, no? Then X equal to 10, Y equal to 8. Then one more proposal. X equal to 8, X equal to 10, Y is equal to 8. Next, X equal to 8, Y equal to 10. I should make a little bit long here. Yeah. Okay, you do one thing. So this is 9, 9. X equal to, this is 4, this is 14, this is 10, this is 8. No, this is 8, this is 10. I'll make a better pictures. Otherwise, I'll be giving X equal to 8. No. So all this area, if you see that this will become 81, 56. Hope at least through diagram, please do understand, if not values. This is the maximum area, no? Let's take the one more numerical. These are applications, not something in our real life. We do come across situations of this kind. Read the question. I think you are able to see the, I'll increase font size. For first you read at least, then I'll come into picture. A square sheet of cardboard with each side a centimeter is to be used to make an open top by cutting a small square of cardboard from each of the corners and bending up the sides. What is the side length of small squares if the box is to have a large volume as possible? Where do we use, again, where do we use this? Definitely I can say that it is the, in the package of boxes, no? This is the most widely used here. So let this length of this, let it be A. Side length of this, let it be A. Then A is what the package is, it's being cut, no? I think color not visible. I'll change it somewhere. Yeah, we'll cut this here. Okay, I'm going to cut at this point. So there's also side length is A, in fact. Now, what is this length? How much equal to? A minus 2x. Let me call this is x. So this length will be equal to A minus 2x. So when I make this box, so what will be the, I think that it will become a box like this when I cut it and fold, and finally open top is telling, so it's box will be of this kind. Rough diagram. Okay, this will be the box as it is said open top. Okay, I should not shade the top surface. What will be the side length of these things? I think that this part will be A minus 2x. This will be A minus 2x. This will be x. Oh, so like you have shown something. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll change it a little bit. Huh? So some of you are getting confusion. Like this. Maybe the box will come. Okay, I think now okay, everyone. Related to the diagram is what I'm showing. Okay, the yellow color also I'll shade it. Now I think it'll be very easy for you. Carry on now. So this will be how much length? A minus 2x. A minus 2x. This is x. So what is the volume of box? Length into breadth into height. This is a box. This is a sheet. Square sheet. The open here. Open top, no? Now let's get into the volume. Volume will become A minus 2x whole square into x. So this will become 4x cube minus, let me expand this rather than 4x square minus 4ax into x. So this will become a square x, 4x cube, 4ax square. Differentiating this with respect to x. A square plus 12x square minus 8ax. I think the quadratic equation, we will solve it. Twelve x square 8x plus a square equal to 0. This everything will become equal to 0. So what is the value of x? Quadratic equation will come. I'll end up with x equal to a by 2 and x equal to a by 2 roots. I'll get it. So which one I should pick up? This is not possible, no? This will become end point. You should cut it x equal to a by 2. Choose this. Why, sir? Why not x equal to a by 2? Can you cut it here? This will become end point, no? Because what is this? Side length? Side length is a. If you not possible, no. So this totally not possible. This is. Choose this one. X equal to a by 6. If you cut x equal to a by 6, then make a box. You are going to get maximum volume. Where do we use packaging? Because in the packaging, what I'll go for maximum volume. So you do one thing. So we never get a packages of like this. We do get packages of this kind. So that maximum volume will get it. So all these are very generalized. So next time when you get any box, any when you order, if you get if any things, if you get in a box, no, do make observation of box, measure the dimensions. They are so designed that to get the maximum volume or so many parameters will come. But maximum boxes are designed to get a maximum volume. So where do we use this? Packaging. So I think so in your whole life, by this time you might have come across so many boxes here. So do make up next time when you come across a box or a can, or when you look at some fencing, do make observation all this. There's something related to some maximum minimum concept is what is readily applied here to get a maximum benefit here. Okay, kids, like we had a discussion about the maxima and the minima concepts. I hope most of you might have understood these ideas, everything. So the first part is like the mathematical treatment, what we did. The later last 3-4 problems, we went for some application part. Okay, like this, you start thinking on the numericals which are related to our general life. So it'll be easy for you. Means like there won't be pressure like, okay, what is this all? Why I'm studying? And as I give these examples, it'll become very interesting for you that, oh, something I'm using physics here. The interest in the subject will come. And as once you get interest, then observation skills will increase. Observation skills will increase, then concentration will come. Like that, you'll start growing in the world of physics. Then once, if you start growing, then nobody will beat you. So maximum, you are at a very initial stage. I do suggest like explore the subject rather than just mere formulas, techniques, skills, shortcuts. Nothing will work out. Whether you're a doctor or an engineer, whatever you want to become. The exploration of subject is needed. Later part comes skills. In the beginning only, if you learn skill without knowledge, without the basic ideas, if you learn tricks, what are the use of all that? Tricks and all we'll see in the end of the exam, not now. We have to learn subject, no, without subject, what is the use of trick? Getting the idea, no? So don't get mesmerized with all the tricks, shortcuts, these things. Or you may get attracted, but long run, they will not help you, even in exam also. That's what I feel. Acquire knowledge, explore the subject, practice numericals, think on them, have confidence. Then comes the last part is the shortcuts, tricks, everything. I think that will be there when you go for the grand test. Now, say goodbye to all that. It will kill your thinking ability. So first learn the theory, accept the theory first, think on it, have a certain conclusion, then solved example, then unsolved example, then challenging problems. Then comes the question paper, DPPC workout, then write exam, learn from mistakes. Then like that, what happened? Repeat it. Then last 2-3 months when you come there, no, then you are ready with everything all. Now you fine tune further. There, all things will help you. You are at a learning stage, so first do learn. Don't go for any other things. All those things will be very attractive, but they'll not help you. Okay, I think this is my approach. Okay, may other teachers or you may not accept. That's what I feel like. That's my methodology, and there's no rule that my method is only correct. If you feel convenient, follow it. Okay, kids, bye. See you. We'll meet again in the next class for the one more mathematical tool of 2 more left over. The 2 more tools we are going to discuss in the next coming class. Okay, thank you all of you. Take care. Bye. See you.